All right, sweet, sweet, sweet. We should be recording right now. One thing I will say is it seems like Google is taking a really long time to process these recordings. It's like they're long, so it's taking them a long time to process them. That's why I haven't put them inside of the Discord so
Loaded
you
them.
guys can rewatch. Yeah. But yeah, so let's get day three started, and then let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, I see it.
I see the screen.
All right, sweet. So this slide is meant to recap you on everything we went through, and as well as what to keep in mind as you work as an appointment setter, as a lead generator, as a growth specialist, even as a sales rep trying to do your job, right? So cold outreach, lead generation, and sales process, right? Typically, your approach, you want to approach your sales slash prospecting as a doctor would, right? You want to ask questions that guide your prospects to the best choice rather than pushing them something like a used car salesman would, right? A doctor, he's going to run a series of tests and ask you a few questions before making his diagnostic, which is basically selling you, right? He's going to ask you, where did you break it? How did you break it? He's going to ask you all these things, and then he's going to give you a solution instead of, oh, you need this, but you don't need it, right? You broke your leg, but he's trying to give you he's trying to put a cast on your arm, but you broke your leg, right? So you want to approach it the same way a doctor would approach a patient, right? So when a doctor when he does his job and asks you these types of questions, you're going to pay him whatever he asks you because he knows the problem and he has the solution to the problem and he can solve that problem, right? So you want to aim to understand your prospects, by asking questions and then prescribing your solution that they will have to buy if they want their problem resolved. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Really
I
short.
think I've
Yep.
seen this slide before. I think, yeah.
Yeah. I know you've seen it before. Sweet. And then the spin process, right? It's basically situation. What's the situation? What's their situation? What problem are they facing right now, right? Relating to what we're selling, right? If we're selling business solutions, what problems are they facing in their business? If we're selling relationship solutions, what problems are they facing in their dating life? If we're selling fitness solutions, what problems are they facing in their fitness life, right? Implication and then need to pay off, right? So implication is basically you want to add salt to the wound, right? So you found the problem. Now you're going to make the problem worse, right? You're like, dude, you broke your leg. If you don't get your leg fixed, you're never going to walk for the rest of your life. Take this right now to fix your leg, right? Does that make sense? Sweet. And then need to pay off means, is it something that they need right now? Okay, it's something they need right now. Let's get it going. Let's get you on a call, right? So here are 4 types of questions, to work a prospect through the buying process. And then you want to make sure that you create 3 questions for each category for the business owner that you're working for. Now, I'm going to help you guys do that, right? Even with your offers, like if you eventually take everything I'm teaching you right now, you can yourself sell this in the future once you've gotten good at it and you're willing to train other people to pay you, right? So now you can go off with this and it becomes your own offer, or you create your own business and you have an offer. You want to aim to have at least 3 questions per each category, right? So phase 1, the situation phase and the related questions, right? So the goal here is to understand their current state, right? So some example questions would be like, what does your process for doing X, Y, and Z look like? If it's in the relationship space, it would be something like, what are you currently doing, in your dating life? Like, how often are you going out to eat? Or how often are you meeting new women, right? In the fitness space, how often are you working out? How often are you hitting the gym, right? Things like that, right? Those are questions. You're trying to understand their situation and what they're currently doing in their everyday life so that you can see if there's a problem for you to find and then make them aware of that problem and why it can affect them long term, right? Another question is, what tools or other agencies, this is the business space, right? What tools or other agencies are you using right now to solve this problem? In the fitness space, do you lift weights or do you go to the gym, right? In the relationship space, where are you meeting these girls? Are you going to the bar or are you going to the library, right? And then another one is, how often do you use this process, or how often are you using this agency? How often are you going to the gym? How often are you lifting 50 pounds? How often are you asking girls out, right? for each. These are the main, in business, there's the main three, which is health, wealth, and relationships. Every business is going to fall under these three categories. It either falls under one, it either falls under two, or it falls under all three. But every business in the world, it's either making you more money, it's either making you healthier, it's either making you improving your relationship in some way or another, right? No matter what they're selling you, right? In one way or another, it helps you, right? So in this phase, you want to aim to fully understand your prospect's current situation. That's the goal of phase one, right? Phase two is the problem phase, and here are the related questions, right? So the goal here is to help the prospect understand that it is a problem that they are facing and that they should probably find some help. Even if it's not you, you want to make them aware that it's a problem, right? So some example questions is like, well, do you feel like the website converts as much as it should, right? So say they have a website. Oh, I have a website, it works. Okay, well, is it actually getting people to buy your services, right? Or if it's dating, oh, I have a Tinder profile, but are girls actually swiping right on you, bro? Something like that. Or if it's in the fitness space, oh, I go to the gym every day, but are you actually getting bigger? Are you actually getting more lean? Whatever their goal is, are you actually, staying fit? It doesn't matter if you go to the gym. Are you actually doing what you need to get the result you want, right? Another question in the business space, do you feel like you have more than enough customers? They're like, yeah, you sure? Are you hitting your goals? What are your goals right now, right? You want to just dig deeper into everything they tell you, right? The deeper you dig, the more problems they become aware of, right? Another one in the business space is, do you feel like your revenue is predictably increasing every month? Meaning, are you actually making more money every month, or are you staying at the same level every single month, right? Because if you're staying at the same level every single month, you're not making progress. Same with the gym. Unless you're working on retaining your shape, you want to get bigger, or you want to get leaner, or you want to get stronger, right? So are you actually getting stronger? With girls is, well, you want a relationship. Are you actually guiding her to a relationship? Or are you actually leading it to marriage, right? If you're already in a relationship, right? You want to ask questions to see where their mind is at, show them there's a problem. Then they're going to be like, oh shit, I never thought about it like that, right? Then you just add salt to the wound, right? So you want to aim to highlight, hold on. All right. You want to aim to highlight the problem so they have an introspective moment where they're just thinking to themselves, and they're just like, holy shit, I have a problem, right? So you don't want to pitch your solution yet. You just want to make them aware of the problem, right? So next is phase three, the implication phase, and here are the related questions. So the goal here is to add salt to the wounds and really turn the knife, right? You want to help them see the results of not taking action, right? So some example questions would be, how much money is being left on the table by relying on referrals alone, right? This is a business. They don't want to spend money on ads. They don't want to make more. They don't want to do something new. They just want to rely on people telling other people about their business. Like, dude, how much money are you leaving on the table? Imagine you were spending money on ads. Imagine you were reaching out to people on social media platforms. How much more money could you be making, right? How much more could your team achieve if they weren't distracted by whatever problem? Has the quality of your website ever made you lose business, right? These are questions you want to show them that, dude, you're leaving something on the table. You should want more, right? In the relationship space, it would be something like, oh, I go out to dates pretty frequently. Or something like, let's say it's dates. Let's say it's inside of their own relationship. They're like, yeah, well, we go on, I take her out on a date here and there. Like, dude, you saying here and there? What if you took her out on a date on a weekly basis? How much more do you think she would be into you, right? You want to add salt to the wound, right? And then you can, even in the relationship space, you're like, dude, she's watching all these people on TV. Don't you think feels like she's missing out on these things? Right? You're just asking questions. You're not saying anything. You're just asking a question, right? And then in the fitness space, it's like, well, dude, how much stronger would you be if you had someone that was helping you? Or how much faster do you think you could run if someone was there with you on a treadmill, making sure you're actually improving, right? You want to ask questions that's adding salt to the wound in a way, or how much are you missing out? What if you had someone who trained you for that academy and then you were ready to go instead of trying it by yourself, right? You want to add salt to the wound, right? So you want to aim to further highlight the problem that your prospect is having. So once you find out they have a problem or there's a potential for a problem, you want to highlight it and you want to make it a bigger problem, right? And then phase 4 is need, payoff, and here are the related questions, right? So the goal here is to shine light on what the final result could be, right? So some example questions would be like, would it help? Like, okay, so this is in the business space. So would it help if your lead generation was outsourced and you just focused on closing, right? So this is someone who's doing lead generation by themselves for their business. So you're talking to them and you're like, well, would it help if, if someone like me or an agency was doing your leads for you and you only had to focus on taking calls? They're probably like, yeah, it probably would help. Oh, okay. Well, another question could be like, do you think making your website faster will improve your brand reputation? Well, it probably could. Do you think getting more visitors to your site would be beneficial for your business? Man, probably, right? These questions are to highlight that there's a better result out there and they're just not reaching for it, right? So in the fitness space, dude, do you think if I could help you work at least 15 minutes a day in your office without worrying about, what you're eating, do you think that could help you lose a little bit more weight? Yeah, it probably could. In the relationship space, dude, if I could help you plan out better dates so that you don't have to take her on a million dates just to impress her, do you think how much time do you think that would save you, right? You only have to take her on one special date here and there instead of taking her on 15 dates a month, right? So you just want to show them and highlight a new way, a better solution, a better result, right? So you want to aim to show them what could happen if they let you or the business help them. Is that making sense? Is there any questions on those parts?
No, but so rough narrowing down of what it is so you ask them certain questions. So you ask them, oh, what are you using right now to get XYZ? And then second step, you want to be trying to identify like a problem, and then you
Exactly.
want to exaggerate the problem. And
Exactly.
then after that, you want to apply yourself and suggest what you could do if you were there. Is that what you're
Exactly.
trying to say? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome. Anything on, War, or you good? Awesome. Awesome. So the end goal, right? Always keep in mind as an appointment setter, as a growth specialist, your end goal should be to get them on a consultation call or to close them, right? And that means your job is to send that booking link and make sure they book the meeting, right? Because now your job is done. Now it's up to the business to close that person, right? If they're not doing their job, it's not on you. Now, if they say, look, these people are hopping on the call, but they don't know anything about us. They don't know what we do. That means it's on you. Now you got to figure out, okay, yeah, so how do you think I can educate them better? Now you're working with the business to get a solution that's going to make your job easier, right? Make sense? Exactly. So you want to keep the conversation double-ended, right? You're not just question after question after question. They should be asking you some questions too. If they're not, that's fine. Maybe they're just worried about solving their problem and they're just telling you things and you're just, yeah, dude, no worries. Not all the time it has to be double-ended, but it's good to make it like a normal conversation. You're not sending big paragraphs. You're sending message like you're texting a friend, like you're texting a normal person, right? You want to let them talk at least 75 to 80% of the time. Your job is to just ask simple questions, questions that highlight problems. It can be a long question, but they should give you a response and they should be responding to every question. Remember, you're holding the frame. You're taking a girl out on a date, you're asking questions. She may not be aware of what answers you're looking for, but you're asking her questions that's gonna reveal things about her so that you're in the back of your head, all right, oh, she's not the one for me. Dang, she sounds like she has some potential, right? You're leading the conversation based on the questions that you're asking, right? So you want to try to really understand their problem before you start selling, right? You may, oh, okay, his problem is lead generation. Okay, why is it lead generation? What kind of lead generation, right? His problem is sales. Okay, why is sales his problem? What kind of sales is his problem, right? They should also really understand that they have a problem and that everything they have been doing up to this point has not helped them solve that problem. And that's why they're going to buy your solution, right? Once they figured this out and you've helped them understand this, that's kind of why, that's literally why they'll buy any solution, because now they know they have a problem. You're the one who helped them see that there is a problem. And if you also have that solution, we're like, dude, we've helped X, Y, and Z do this, and I think we could help you too. Now they're going to be like, oh, interesting. Okay. Well, I don't trust you, but I'm willing to hop on a call. Remember, your job is to get them on the call, right? So now when they're on the call, if the salesman does his job, he's going to close a $1,000 deal, $5,000 deal, $10,000 deal, whatever he's charging for his business. And then you're getting paid off of that business, right? And the more you generate, the more they're going to be willing to pay you. The more, if you demand more pay and they're not willing to pay, just find another business willing to pay you what you're asking, especially the more experienced you are. When you can guarantee results and you know you're going to deliver, you can demand what you want, right? So now, so over the next couple of days, I'm going to get you guys start drilling with me, start drilling with each other, so that by the time maybe this Friday, maybe Saturday, when we get you guys integrated inside his business and you start learning about his business, so that you're ready to start working at least by Monday. That's the goal. So now, once you get the information on his business, on his products, on his information, I'll help you, but to create your own questions, you can even steal mine, right? But you want to have at least 3 questions for each phase, right? And of course, even me, I have the resources for you guys, right? I'm going to link all these resources tomorrow. I'm going to link them all and put them all in the Discord. The videos right now may not be on there, but the links to all these resources, like, contract templates, they're all going to be there. Messaging templates on specific types of messages, right? They're all going to be there. Like, let's take a quick look at this one, right? So here are some examples of outreach messages, right? Now, because I have these examples, your goal isn't to copy these examples. You may be able to copy some examples and they work in the conversation, but what you know is better than what you're copying, because you can quickly adapt based on the situation of a conversation, because it's live, right? You don't want to have to, oh shit, let me go look at a question for this phase. No, sometimes you can skip a phase. Some people could be ready to book a call right away because they have a serious, urgent problem, right? So it's up to you to be aware of the situation, to understand the situation, and understand which phase you're at. And of course, over time, you're going to get better, right? So here are some outreach messages, right? Yo, thanks for the follow / like on my recent, right? That's if they're engaging on your stuff, right? But if they're not engaging on your stuff and it's completely weird, now it's like, yo, thank you for replying to my comment, right? You say you commented on their page, they replied. Now you can say, yo, thank you for replying to my comment. Cool, right? So now when you connect with them, sometimes you don't need to connect. Remember, there are times you can go directly straight to the point, right? So I'm going to work with you guys on both methods of being direct and the slow process, right? This is the slow process. Some people you need to be slow. Some people you can be direct, right? And then, so when you're connecting, these are basically the types of questions. Where are you from? Hey there, whatever their name is. Thanks for accepting the message. How are you? How was business this month? How long have you been X, Y, and Z? How long have you lived there? What do you do for work, right? You're just asking a few, 2, 3, maybe genuine questions about them. They're probably going to ask you too, where are you from? And then this is where it's key to understand your prospect stuff, unless you're working from your own profile. If you're working from your own profile, you're working as you're gonna, I'll help you figure that out. But basically you're saying, oh, I work for X, Y, and Z, and this is what we do, right? There's ways you can say that. Now, these are some better questions for finding problems. Are you single or in a relationship? Do you have a special lady? How long have you been single, right? These are examples, but you want to mimic these examples in other industries, right? If they're working with businesses, you want to have questions relating to a business. How long have you been in business? What kind of business do you have? What are you selling? unless it's obvious what they're selling. If it's not obvious on their profile, you can ask, right? Don't be afraid to ask the questions, right? Questions that typically pull out the pain. What have you done in the past? Is this the first time this is happening? You know, when you say unpack that for me, maybe they just said, dude, I'm struggling to get leads. Oh, unpack that for me. What does that mean exactly? You know, like why is it important for you to have more leads, right? You know, how long did you do it for? How long ago, right? You're typically asking questions based on their answers, right? And then creating, like, figuring out their goals and awareness. So once you know what their goal is, dude, if you got help with this, you know, like, what would you like to see happen? Now they're gonna tell you their dream. Dude, if you help me solve my lead generation, I would love to be making 5 to 10, 20K, 30K a month, right? That's probably what they might say. So now you're like, oh, dude, we can definitely help you out with that. You know, is it cool? You know, I would love to see if there's an opportunity to work together to help you build your business to new heights, yada, yada, yada. You know, these are things you're saying based off of what they're saying. Remember, you don't want to copy these, but you want to reference these so that you know what's happening in the conversation, so that you can get them on a call. Remember, you don't have to memorize all this. I'm there to help you guys, you know, so keep that in mind. But the goal is to get you guys to the level where you don't need me, to get you guys to the level where you don't need this. You can still reference this in the future. You can make your own copies of it, but the goal is that so that you don't need it, right? And then again, when you're proposing a call, yo, are you down for a free strategy call sometime this week? Tell you what if we jump on a discovery call? Like, these are just examples, right? And then once they say they booked the call, sweet bro, let me know once you've sent the link, sweet bro, let me know if you find a good time. Let me know if you find a good time. Did you find a good time? You know, if they're not responding and you know they didn't book, you just want to follow up every 6, 12 hours. If they're still not responding, wait a week, follow up again. If they're still not responding, wait 2 weeks. You know, following up is key in business because someone may not need your solution now, but they'll probably need it 6 months from now, right? This is why in business we track everything, because they may not need our solutions right now, right? Someone, say in the dating space, someone may not need to improve their relationship right now. 6 months, they break up, and you followed up. You're like, hey, bro, how's it going? They're like, oh, shit, dude, I'm so glad you reached out. She just broke up with me, right? So following up is key because they may not need your solution right now, but in the future they might, right? So that's basically, you know, to recap on everything. In terms of daily task lists, right? I'm gonna help you guys create one. So this is basically where this job beats other jobs. As long as you're hitting your numbers, that's all the business owner typically cares about, right? A lot of times, unless it's like a business that's doing huge numbers, what they care about is you doing your numbers. They may not care when you work, but as long as you're hitting your goals that they set out, that's what they mainly care about. Because guess what? If you're hitting these numbers, you're getting them results. These are just examples, but you know, say Monday, this is what, like, you have, like, the goal is to understand what they want from you and then map out what you want to be doing every single day so that you can hit that number, right? So this is an example. So let's say they want you to do, you know, 4, 4, 4, 120. Let's put all this together, right? 4, 8, 12, 12 plus 12, 24. So let's say they want you to do 240 outreach a week. You're like, okay, how can I split that up? Okay, let me do, now they say a week, right? So now you want to split that up by day so that you're not stuck trying to do everything in a single day. Because doing it in a single day is probably gonna get your account flagged, right? So okay, I can do 40 today on Monday. I can do 40 on Tuesday. So let me split it up to 40 per day, right? So this is just a generic thing that I want you guys to do. And then at the end of each day, I want you to complete the daily self-assessment, right? So I'm going to show you what that looks like. Excuse me. Let me get some water. This is for you guys. Only you can see it. I'm going to see it too, but it's for me to understand where you're at, what you need help with, apart from the questions you're asking. But every day you complete this, you know, you obviously you write what email it is, your name, what you completed today, you know, what did you not complete, if any, What task are you doing well at? Where are you failing? What questions do you have or roadblocks are you running into? How did you do today? Did you not complete any task? 1, I completed every task. 5. It's pretty basic. How do you feel so far? I feel bad. I feel great. I'm in the middle, whatever. And then you just submit it. And then I receive it. I check it. I check up on you if I need to based on your answers. But typically we're going to be having our conversations in the, in our each individual private Slacks, not Slack, Discord. And then obviously in the community, we can also talk and see where you guys need help, what you need help with the most. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it does.
Awesome. And then Fridays, every Friday, this is another example, but I'll help you adjust it based on what you need to do. So for this person, it was, they need to take notes on what they need to improve on. Okay. Then they need to listen to every call they took to make sure, okay, I should have said this here, right? Because guess what? Repetition is key. How many times are you going to kick that ball, right? Repetition is key. So if you're reviewing your conversations, seeing, damn, this is why I didn't close this guy. Damn, this is why this guy didn't book, because I said this here, right? The more you review, obviously I'm going to review with you too, but the more you review, the better you're going to get, because you're going to be like, shoot, I should have said that. I shouldn't have said that. This is why this conversation worked. This is why this conversation didn't work, right? So it's basically every Friday is what you're going to need to review. Every single Friday is basically a review of your week. And then, listen to your call recordings. This isn't for you guys. For you guys, it would be like review your best conversation. Review every call you booked and understand why you booked it. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Awesome. And so, that's really it. To be honest, when it comes to setting up your profiles, I was gonna do that today, but you guys don't genuinely, you're gonna be using your own profiles. You don't need to set them up yet. I want to start practicing with you guys on Discord, and then we'll set up your profiles once they're needed. So tomorrow, or today, I'm pretty sure he's gonna join the Discord today. And then we're going to start to talk about this that way. So I do want you guys to have your notifications on Discord so that you can see what's happening and see what's necessary. I don't know what's going on with Rosner. Like, you guys seem the most committed. I know he has work, but we'll see. So yeah, so you guys are the most committed right now. And, I hope Rosner gets up to speed. And then I'm going to get you guys going pretty quickly. So that you can get results. And then Rosner, if he needs to catch up, he'll catch up. Once you're in an environment that everybody's doing the work, you're going to be doing the work too. Otherwise, you're not in there anymore. It's like if you put a sick dog with healthy dogs, he's going to become healthy. If you put a healthy dog with a bunch of sick dogs, the healthy dog is going to get sick, right? So who you're around matters, right? But yeah, that's about it for today. Give me 1 second. All right. Is there any questions on everything we discussed today? Yep.
No, I understand it. Yeah.
Anwar, you raise your hand.
Yeah, I got a question, but I forgot what slide it was. I wanted to ask the question straight away because I knew I was gonna forget it, so I actually forgot.
What was it on?
I
Situation,
think it was phase 3.
problem, implication. Okay. Like making the problem bigger?
No, I think it's further. No, the other one further. No, next.
That's it. This is the last one.
That was
it could have been
that
on
was
here.
from the other one.
The example messages. It could have been on here. Like this is where you're like, I'll give you guys, don't worry, you guys are gonna have access to literally everything.
Yeah.
The videos are gonna be here, training videos. See, like they're here, but when I click on them, it says it's taking longer to process, right? That was day 1. That's day 2. Today, day 3 is going to be on here too. There's also this one. I don't know if the questions are on this. Setting up your profiles. The self-assessment.
All I know, it was on the beginning of something.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it was that one. The dials.
This one?
I remember it. Yeah, so cold call for 1 hour, minimum of 40 dials per day. So that means
Nah,
send
you
40,
guys won't be doing that.
or is
Like,
it just it's just an example?
yeah, this is an
but like,
example. I'll help you guys. But okay, so cold calling
for example,
1
you
hour.
have to do that.
Yeah, it would be like what you need to do every day to make sure you hit your goals by the end of the week. Make sense? Yeah, so for this person, it was cold call for 1 hour. That means they're calling at least 40 people in an hour. Now, if someone responds, great, right? But if nobody's responding, you want to make sure you're doing at least 40. Make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. And then daily self-assessment. Any question on that? None, right?
No.
Awesome. So yeah, guys, things can change pretty quickly in this space, right? Because one, if you're doing your job, the business owner is doing his job, there's no reason that both of you aren't getting paid, right? Absolutely no reason. So what does that mean? Do your job, right? That's it, honestly. But yeah, guys, I'm excited to get you two up and running and on his account. You guys are motivated. Seems like you do want more. Now, Rosner, he's working at this hour, which I understand that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna hold that against him. So I do hope that he does. Once these training process, I'll probably do some one-on-ones with him and explain everything with him. But yeah, like I'm ready to get you guys going. Just start reviewing. Well, there's nothing to review. I need to link all this stuff into it. I'll let you guys know once everything is linked. I'll try to get it done when I get home later tonight. I get home around 2 a.m. So I'll try to get it done. I'll link everything in the Discord. I'll let you guys know. 2 a.m. my time is probably going to be a decent time for you guys, probably like middle of the day. So I'll let you guys know once everything is done. And then, yeah, so that's it from me, guys. If there's no more questions, have a good night.
All right, thanks, man.
How you guys feeling?
I'm straight. I'm just tired.
I'm good. I like the hand gestures you always use when you're explaining stuff.
What do you mean, like
when you're doing this, all of that,
Gotcha, yeah.
all of this, you know what I mean?
It
makes it more entertaining.
Yeah,
it's non-verbal communication.
Yeah, it's something you learn, bro. Like,
yeah, man.
1, from making content. 2, having a girl. You gotta learn these things, right? You gotta learn these things. But it comes with time. You're 17 or 18?
17. Gonna be 18 April.
Yeah, so it comes with time, my guy. It comes with time.
Yeah. I mean, I had like this this guy who came in on a Zoom call as well, and he just made it so boring. All he was talking about was a CB, and he did none of that. It was just so slow and just boring and mundane. It just wasn't it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like a monotone voice.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. It's just like,
make
it entertaining. You know what I mean?
I think we all been there, man.
Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. But yeah, man, like you'll see in this space, it changes your life because 1, you start to meet like some pretty insane people. Like when the celebrities I've met, and they may not be like The Rock or Messi, Ronaldo, but to a certain level, they're still a celebrity. They've achieved great things. And when I've been around them and I shake their hand, and then I'm like, holy shit, they're just another person just like me. Where I would, because you know how some people, oh my goodness, it's a celebrity. For me, it was like, I shook their hand and I was like, they're just like me. They just happen to do something I didn't do yet. So I have the potential to get to that level as long as I do what it takes. And that's all you need to keep in mind. No matter how successful someone is, if you're willing to do the work, you can achieve what they achieve. And that's what you always need to keep in mind. You see that Lamborghini? Like for me, I've never been the person who gets jealous. Whenever I saw a fancy car, my first thought was like, damn, I could have that one day, right? I just happen to be like that. I don't know why, right? I've always been like, damn, I could have that one day. but I needed to figure out why they had it, how they got it. Now I know how they got it. Now I'm doing the work so that I can have that Lamborghini, so I can have that Rolls Royce, you know?
Right.
Usually when I see someone in Lamborghini, I'm like, drug dealer. Yeah, that guy sells drugs. That's always my first thought.
It's a random thing, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that. But yeah, man, like, you know, I'm excited to work with you guys. You guys are motivated, and I want to get you guys results. I want to get you guys paid. I want to get you guys, you know, living the type of life that you want to live as soon as possible. So let's get it
We
rolling.
want
All
to
right?
strive. We want to strive for more for sure.
Exactly. All right, man.
Cool.
Have a good one, guys.
All right.
Y'all too, man. Take care, man.
Yo, have a good night, lads.